Welcome, it's SVPod. Stanford Steve is here. Red is passed out at our feet.
For how long?
I don't know, but I'd love to trade places with him.
No, you ain't kidding.
Just tap out.
Can't do it.
Nope, got work tonight.
Big one.
TGL, baby. Tiger Woods in the building. Not playing quite yet, but working his way back. We'll be there next week live in the building for TGL.
Hell yeah. I hope they got that same spread. That was high level. Them shrimps.
Elite food setup. Yeah,
Sorry, yes, that's the first thing I thought of.
Mike,
awesome. Great to see the guys.
Where are the shrimp? Also,
I know where they are.
Also, no, I'm saying that's what you asked when you got there. Also, at the moment, food could be front of mind for you.
Yeah. Did a 72-hour, whatever you want to call it, fast. What's the other word? Cleanse. There really wasn't any cleansing. It was just water.
That's 3 days the big man didn't eat. I've known him for a long time. Let me tell you, my man is a connoisseur of fine food, appreciates food. Doesn't just eat like willy-nilly, I gotta eat. Gonna season things just right.
Look at me.
Gonna experience things. Gonna really explore the space.
Where's the salt and the crushed red pepper?
That's it. 72 hours, no food.
Yeah. I started reading things yesterday or at the hotel before going over to the stadium, just like the phases and like what you're supposed to do. I was like, yeah, we had that. Like,
give me an example.
Like wake up day 3, stomach growls like going into your chest, like different sense of urine. Not great. Smelled them all. Didn't get the headaches. So I was like, should I go for another day? Is that do you do it till you get the headaches? But I didn't really get the headaches. We've talked about the prelims for the colonoscopy.
Not great.
That's worse because you need a bathroom 24/7.
Also, that second time you drink that stuff is first time you're like, all right. That second morning of drink. And by the way, youngsters, you're just rolling your eye. Just stick around. Stick around.
Go get one.
Yeah, just
it's only helpful.
Yeah, take a look around. See what we got in there.
Yeah.
But I don't, why'd you do it?
We ate like horses at the Peach Bowl that day when we're in the office. I'm on TV from noon to 7:30, and then we do post game with you. So you're in the office. We're doing shows. You come back. You do a show. New spread. Oh, we got chicken marsala out there.
That was really good.
Yeah. They had, whatever. It was great. And
we can't get that for Monday Night Football. Same building, sit in the same room, get a tray of chicken. We can't do that. We got to sit on a bus. I mean, we appreciate it, but why can't we get that room?
Bus kind of got a little tight last night.
You think?
Big humans. Anyway, I'm flying home and I'm like, you know what? I was like, I'm not hungry. I hadn't eaten since halftime of the game. And I'm like, I'm just going to do this. All I'm doing is going to my kids' games Saturday. We got home late Friday night, right? Yeah, started Friday.
I don't know.
I think Saturday. Woke up, kids, swim, basketball, come home, watch the NFL games, get up, kids, basketball, go to work Sunday night, watch the games. And then we got on a plane yesterday and go to the game. I'm like, I'll just do this. I'll just not eat. And we did it. Your sense of smell is way stronger. Our girl Maddie brought in food into the office Sunday night, and I almost started salivating at the mouth. It smelled so good. And the taste buds are accentuated.
All right.
You know?
I'm sure they must be. Again, I understand we ate well in Atlanta and you had stuff going on, but you must have read something that said to you, there's a benefit to this. There's a reset here. Is there?
Yeah, I read, body recharge, reset, that whole thing. More than anything, I wanted to prove myself I could do it.
So it was just it was a test of your internal discipline.
Mental, yeah.
Got to check your mentals. Plus, one time this fall, I can't remember where. I mean, the season is a blur. At some Monday night game, Swag was talking about it, and he had great detail about the process of going through it and the benefits of doing it. I wish everyone in their life could spend half an hour with Marcus Spears. It's just, it is tonic for your soul.
His descriptions.
And his thing, man. He's got certain times he gets super Southern, like super times he's just, I can't tell you how great that human is. He's the best.
He was talking about Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter last night, and he just kept saying, those ends will get you.
Tell him, how did he describe them?
He described Houston's defense as a pack of hyenas, and the Steelers were one body with a stake around their neck and no legs.
Hey, man. I mean, we'll get to Houston. We'll get to that. But I just want to try to explore this just so.
You want to try it?
Hell no.
No? How about the pilot trying to challenge you drinking Diet Cokes?
I just am like, all right, buddy, nobody drinks more Diet Coke than me. Do you know how many bottles of this crap I've had today? Not crap, excuse me.
How many did you already have today?
Today?
Is that your third?
Yeah. No, this is number 2.
Okay.
Number 2. Yesterday in Pittsburgh, bottles. I mean, they
didn't freeze.
Had to be a baker's dozen, Bob. I mean, so he told me how many cans he drank. I'm like, that's light work, buddy. That's 12 ounces.
As he takes a swig.
I think there is an odd kind of a contest among certain people. Like I remember Boomer when I got to his. No one drinks more Diet Coke than me. Like, is that right?
Oh yeah.
I tell you what, I got a cooler with a case on ice. It'll be gone.
You're like muscles with chugging a beer. Like they could chug it faster than you. Cool. But don't say you could have more than me.
Right, because then it's like the pushback, and you're thinking maybe. And by the way, if you have more than me, then you are in lab rat portions, where you find out, oh, that's bad for you. Well, it's only bad for you if you have as much as a lab rat. Well, you're looking at Fievel over here. That was a rat, wasn't it? Fievel, yeah. Is that one? I don't know. I get confused.
You're right.
But I'm not doing the fast. I wanted to understand why you did it. So just again, the Cliff's Notes are, you ate like an animal in Atlanta. You thought, I can do it. I want to see if I can do it. And then you got halfway in and thought, I'll just keep going.
Yeah, I felt really good at where I was going into the season. Felt good. Looked a lot better. And then the season is just an absolute haul, and you're trying to maintain as you're getting on, sitting in Delta clubs, delayed, mechanical. Just the whole thing. So it's like I forgot where the hell we were. Maybe Phoenix late. What night was it? Tuesday.
Exactly.
And I'm like, you should go downstairs. Just get a sweat quick. And it was miserable, but I still did it. And I'm like, man, we really got to start changing things. Because the season's going to end, but it's really not. We still have Super Bowl. And then God only knows. Oh, something always pops up at the end. But it's just getting the mind right, getting back in it. Like, you just need something.
I love it. I admire it. It was a reset. It's a discipline thing. But don't beat yourself up. Anybody that tries to go through this gauntlet of what it is of fall football working for us.
Yeah.
It's just, you know what? It isn't the same for other networks. There's people that are certainly on airplanes and whatever, but the combination of you being part of Game Day and being part of our show. So, you mean between Game Day and Monday night, I don't think anyone has it as challenging as you do. So if this reset, that's good because you're a disciplined cat and you can do what you want.
Try.
Watching my guy nuke a big thing of ramen, though, to drink the broth. That was sort of a sad look.
Yeah, because then it was like you gotta temper the system before you eat something. And I'm like, all right, what does that entail? We're on a bus with Lay's potato chips and, all this. And I'm like, soup would be so good right now. Love soup. And, had a couple noodles and weathered it. And we are going to go rip an omelet after this, I'll tell you that.
There you go. So there it is, 72-hour fast. Not doing it, but you did.
How much?
To do it? Oh, I mean, I could do it.
Yeah. You could do it easily.
Yeah, because I eat.
You're super disciplined eating.
I have odd quirks about me, which you're well aware of.
Well, our schedules are so messed up. That's the killer is when I go to the mix, and it's always at Monday night where it's like, all right, the food comes, eat. Like, you don't, like eating late at night, they say is bad.
So bad.
But we stay up so late.
Correct.
So I'm like, I do have a couple extra hours for the metabolism to get going. Nah, it doesn't work. Doesn't work. But God bless all you people that wake up and work out first thing you do at like 5, 6 a.m. You people are
machines. I don't know how
I can't do it.
No, I need energy. It took me a while to get going today.
Cooking?
Yeah, I mean, and we'll be in Foxborough Sunday, turn around, be in Miami Monday, and then the show goes on. We'll be in Foxborough Sunday because Houston went to Pittsburgh yesterday where we were. Not as cold in Pittsburgh yesterday. Thank God. Incredible scene in Acrisure, as it's called these days. Incredible scene coming out, team on that field. That place is packed. That city is fantastic. Well, I really like Pittsburgh. The place,
awesome.
The place is really, really. The city itself, the layout of it, the downtown, as they say, with PNC and Hines used to be Acrisure. Sorry, just names of places. I just used to be better when you just had
the Cotton Bowl.
There you go.
Still the Cotton Bowl,
correct?
But they don't play it.
They don't. The setup is awesome. The fan base is so passionate. The identity of the city and the Steelers. The run out Wag is like, man, you could see everybody's heads bobbing.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels big. And then Swag said something that was ominous. He's like, man, we used to come out of LSU. They look at these, they like, look at them big motherfuckers. And he's like, we won, right? He's like, we won then. I'm like, I bet you did. Like, we won the game at that point. He's like, Houston, he points at him, he's like, this ain't doing nothing to them. Like, they don't give up. And I said, I know. And he's like, he just pointed at him. And he picked him. And I think the rest of us all kind of leaned into the idea of Pittsburgh at home. I think all of us did.
Ryan and you did. I didn't see what
Stephen A. and Jason. Jason was flip-flopping, didn't want to pick somebody, but he's like, home team. The home team had no chance to win that football game. None. Because as much as we talked for 2 hours on Countdown about that defense, about Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson and Autry and Rankins and all of everything they had, and then as good a secondary as there is, Petrie, Lassiter, forgetting the best guy they got from LSU.
Stingley?
Yeah. It's just wall-to-wall, three levels, manigators, as Ryan Clark calls them. They scored 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter on a fumble return and a pick. That's never happened before, a team with a pick, 6 on a scoop and score, and a return touchdown in the same quarter.
The defense.
Yeah. Defense had 2 touchdowns. Pittsburgh's offense for the game had 2 field goals. The fewest yards they've ever had in a playoff game, the worst Aaron Rodgers playoff performance. And he had some rough ones for Green Bay up there, like in the snow against San Francisco. Anyway, that Houston defense can win you a Super Bowl. But Stroud's performance last night gives you pause because he just looked out of sorts largely. It was odd. I feel like I was wrong about him because I kept saying over and over on countdown. He's been through playoffs each year, the last couple of years. Like, he's done it. Been on the road in the playoffs. We've been at all of them. We were in Baltimore for a road playoff game. We were in Arrowhead for a road playoff game. Just careless with the ball, looked shook. It was odd. And yet made some big-time throws. Like, his deep balls were good. I kept thinking, just throw the ball deep, because every time you're looking around short, the ball's flopping out of your hands. But I guess it won't matter if your defense is going to play like that.
Yeah, it was just a mark of could they get anything with minimal guys stopping the run and rushing the passer, and Houston's better than that at anyone in the league. The Stroud deal is interesting, right? When you go and look at these quarterbacks, obviously Rodgers was a monster story for how long he played, but you always had some kind of moxie, some kind of juice. And when you watch the quarterbacks through the days, those guys, it just gives, as a fan, it gives you an extra sense of, all right, we're in it, we're not going down without a fight. And C.J. Stroud is as talented as anybody, man. I mean, I watching him throw before, I'm like, wow, he's not going to be affected by this weather. And then he starts with the snap things. He can't catch a snap. Then there's one he's not ready for. The communication's off. And DeMeco Ryans, to his credit, is as level-headed as there is for as much of a badass of a player that that is a man's man. When you want to talk about strapping it up and lining up. And you could see him on the final one before the half where it's like puts his hands in his hoodie pocket and is just ready to shake the world. But you just want to see more emphasis from your core, sense of urgency, something. And it's the one thing I've really appreciated about Bryce Young as he's gone through this long road is we've seen some juice from him getting fired up and going slapping guys in the back of the helmet. Josh Allen's a perfect example. You go back, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, we've seen it. And these young guys, like, to your point about Marcus and Jason and Ryan getting fired up for him pregame, like, it's pretty hype, man. Like, it's about to pop. And it's just some of these guys they don't react to it. And in your level head, and you're like, I don't know how he's going to come out here.
Uh-huh.
I just watched him warm up. I don't see him doing anything. I don't see him, give me some smelling salt or something, but that's not the way he does it. And, we had the stat before we went off the air Sunday night, right? Pittsburgh, it was the 0-6 versus 0-6. Houston hadn't won a road playoff game.
Ever 0-6, and Pittsburgh had lost 6 consecutive playoff games.
So something was going to give, as
Correct.
you pointed out.
Yep.
And it just was like, wow, is he really not going to be the guy we thought he could be? Because since the injury, he's come back and been great. And then you just start thinking about the dome thing. It worried me about Goff in Detroit towards the end of the year. I was like, they kind of look like a dome team, like the old Houston Oilers. Like, oh, get him outside and you'll beat him. But to their credit, he made a big throw. Christian Kirk was phenomenal. Totally forgot about him. He ends up leading all receivers in receiving yards in the first round of the playoffs. So I think a lot of these teams, the Patriots were the first ones to point it out, or they pointed it out. I think the Rams are the same. Like, we know we got work to do. We got to get better. Caleb Williams said it. Like, we got to get better here, guys, in a week, man. Because if we have that effort in the next round, your season's over. So the thing about the Texans and having Will Anderson and Shire come out is you just see it, man. Like, the mantra that this team, I told you in the car to the airport last night, like, those guys are in a mind frame. They'll go play 10 quarters. They don't care. Like, Stroud threw another pick. All right, great. I get it 4 more downs to get 4 more sacks. Like, that's the attitude they have. And Swag said it, we're watching the game. It's like there's 15 guys out there. Jaylen Warren, tough as hell as they come, there's nowhere to run the football. So when he tries to cut it back, it's just an onslaught of great defensive discipline, pursuit, and then it turns into a negative play. So it was up against them. I had hope for the Steelers because Rodgers had shown me so much against Baltimore without Metcalf, throwing the ball down the field, was going to go down fighting. But he just didn't have a chance to execute last night. That front four, and that's the name of the game, man. You get pressure with 4, you're going to be successful in the NFL. And it was awesome. It felt high level. What you guys on the sideline last night pregame, and the Texans responded to the spotlight, man. It was damn impressive.
I thought they would be great They were better than I thought they'd be. Troy made the great point in the broadcast. It's just not a lot of stunts. It's 4 dudes, and they're coming. You know where to find them. They're right in front of you. And there's just no keeping them out of your backfield. Rodgers, he was early frustrated Rodgers, early pissed off Rodgers, and I'm completely projecting, but my guess is that frustration is born out of we're going to have less than a handful of chances, and we better fucking get them. We better get them when we have them. And it was a classic, because Stroud was struggling, it's a classic Pittsburgh where they're going to drag you into the deep water and eventually you're going to sink. It's 7-6. It's 10-6. And Pittsburgh has done nothing. And it was one of those games where one shot you might get. They were playing Eminem, but it might be your one shot. Opportunity comes once in a lifetime. Well, they didn't take advantage of any opportunities because really it wasn't like they missed them. It's just plays that could have extended drives. And Rodgers is constantly under duress, having to get rid of the football. And I loved Alshire and Anderson together. I loved having the two of them. I mean, you could have brought all 11 and let them all talk. And I said, 0-3 the start of the year, that's not typically the road to a Super Bowl. And Alshire said, and Mike Tomlin doesn't lose on Monday night either. And I loved it. I said, okay.
Yep.
All right, you guys you're thinking about.
They know.
Exactly. And they're on a 10-game winning streak now. So
what did the turnovers end up? We go to team stats because that's.
Well, I mean, 2 ended up in scores for Houston, but they turned it over themselves. Right, Houston turned it over 3 times.
All right.
So Pittsburgh won the turnover battle.
Yeah, I had a stat. This could get us to the other games. I asked Cap because the Niners lost the turnover battle by multiple turnovers. We're the road team, and they won the game. That has happened 5 times in the playoffs over the last 10 years. 5 out of 150. Yeah, so out of 115, it's happened 5. I think that's 4%.
So road team loses the turnover battle
and wins the game by multiple turnovers.
Oh, okay.
That's crazy. And Houston was.
Houston was about.
They didn't even need to pick 6s, and they would have been in that category. It ended up 3-2.
Right there.
So it doesn't fall under that umbrella.
Like the pick 6 that ends the game and is the last pass that Rodgers threw. You think he's done? Think it's over?
Yeah. So. I give him credit, though. He went for the kill shot on the pick 6.
Yeah,
like he was like, I got one left in me, and that was it.
Yeah. Feels like it.
I think the whole thing needs a change.
Just a total reset.
Yeah, I mean, it's just seeing those people get, bring it another time, and, you got a different guy. But I remember Swag's point in the offseason was, if you do this, you're going to be right back where you are.
Well, you'll be worse off than you are.
And now you are. And with this day and age, and listen, the thing about this league is you could get it back real quick. We've seen teams. Every year there's multiple teams that didn't make the playoffs that make it. So 18 years for Tomlin. Ryan's point about Super Bowl playing against Rodgers and Tomlin as his coach, and those two guys have never been back. It's crazy when you think about it, man.
It is, because there was no way at that point that Rodgers wasn't going to win multiple or at minimum have another bite of the apple, and never got back.
No.
Never got back.
And it was at the front door 5-6 times.
Winning's hard.
Oh.
It's so difficult, and it's why so often you've heard me talk about the Masters and how many guys I think about that get an arm in the jacket. And, buddy, you better put that second one on and get that thing around your shoulders when the opportunity presents itself. When you can win whatever it is, you better. Because I've said forever about Maryland. They had a 2-year window, went to 2 Final Fours and won a title. It's been more than 20 years, but you've heard me say the line, If you're a fan, it's like a winter jacket, and it gets old and tattered, and the feathers start coming out. But that sumbitch will keep you warm when you remember it.
You know when to wear it.
And it'll keep you warm. The memories will keep you warm forever. And Rodgers has it, but that's a little different for someone of his caliber. You're talking about an all-time talent, and never once played for it again.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. Houston can win it with that defense, but Stroud's going to need to be cleaner starting this week against New England, whose defense propelled them. I loved the line. I'm paraphrase here, or maybe I can quote it directly. I was giving Vrabel a hard time about getting his lip busted.
He doesn't care.
No. I was like, yeah, you're too old to get your nose in the scrums these days. Just a great line about his defense. They believe in their identity. I said, okay, that was pretty clear.
Yeah.
Herbert dropped back 44 times, was pressured 23, got sacked 6. And as I was saying to the guys last night on the bus, I'm like, man, you don't see quarterbacks get lined up and squared up these days. A lot of times if you get a sack, the quarterback kind of feels that they duck under, like a kid at the beach, duck under the wave and just get down. And players are afraid to hit a quarterback because you're going to get penalized. Patriots weren't the other night.
No.
Because it was Herbert was out of the pocket, wasn't protected, whatever the case. He got blasted repeatedly. And they weren't great. May wasn't great either.
No.
May didn't put the ball in harm's way. That Charger defense was excellent. Gave them a chance to at least keep the game within, much like Pittsburgh. It was kind of in range there where one play could have turned it. But I mean, that's good on good defense there, and we'll be there on Sunday. Patriots and Texans.
Yeah, I think to my point before, Patriots know they have to be better. That's not good enough to win in the next round. Vrabel knows that. Guys on his staff know it. Drake May, there's going to be some things that happen. Do you have, to me, in an NFL playoff game, do you have enough time to overcome it? That's all it comes down to. Go back to Saturday night with Chicago. Green Bay got the ball to start the second half. You got to get a stop there. Got to get a stop, and somehow a field goal makes it 2 possessions. Something they did it. New England just plays the course. I think they do. They know who they are. Their defense is only getting better. Milton Williams has been an unbelievable signing for them. He dictates everything up front, and then that secondary's with Gonzalez. What was the injury status Schefter gave on him last night?
It wasn't great for
really.
Yeah.
That's huge. I mean, just the break he had on one of those comebacks by Quentin Johnston, who is not a great route runner, but Gonzalez getting out of his break to compare to Quentin Johnston, I thought it was mind-blowing how fast that guy gets out. And that's all you want at that level is at that position. Recovery speed, quickness out of your break. That's huge. Knowing the guys that Houston brings to the table from the receiving group. So that Gonzalez is a big deal. But, yeah, credit off to Vrabes. Glad to see the crowd was back into it. I was worried about them, how that fan base is maybe taking a turn, knowing it's been a little bit. But they were out, and they will be out Sunday at 3 p.m. for sure. You'll hear them all right there on the field.
Great.
Dude. Houston?
Dude.
How long they been around?
I'm excited to be there for that one. 43 degrees is the report I saw. Not terrible. Hey, the last 2 divisionals we went to damn near killed us. Like 0 and 0. Saturday, we have Denver-Buffalo. The Buffalo win over Jacksonville. I feel for Jacksonville. I said it here, SportsCenter, I think. You win 8 games in a row. You win your division, and your reward is Josh Allen. Just it's the way it goes, man.
They're an underdog.
Underdog on their home field. Houston doesn't win the division. They get Pittsburgh. I mean, just the vagaries of seeding and things of that nature. I mean.
Tried to tell you. Seed the teams. Power rating.
So the youngsters, big Jags fans, touchdown, 4 minutes. Little guy says, Dad, 4 minutes and 1 second is too much time for Josh Allen. I said, son, it might be.
Smart kid.
He knew. He knew immediately. And then they scored. I'm like, a minute might be enough for Trevor Lawrence. Ball gets tipped. Instant tears. But I try to tell them, and they don't want to hear it. They're children. They're not thinking big picture, long term. But Jacksonville's a good football team. I really think they're good.
Oh, yeah.
It's year to year in the league. I think things change a lot, but I would believe that Jacksonville took a step forward into this is who they are as a group. Last year, I feel like the wheels fell off. I don't think you'll see them regress again. I think Jacksonville is a real one of the good teams kind of deals.
I thought you were going to finish the story about the run upstairs. No.
Oh, when I followed him?
Yeah.
Okay. So my one son just dissolves into tears. The other guy goes upstairs. I hear a door slam. So I want to console in the moment.
That's a great dad you are.
Well, I mean, the Ben Folds song about his son, you're so much like me. I'm sorry. I can relate to that. I can relate to how much you love your teams, and I don't want him to be upstairs by himself feeling sad.
And you know exactly what you're walking into.
1,000%.
It's your son.
1,000%.
You've been there a million times.
I'm like, go to get him, open the door. One son downstairs needs a hug. This guy, Dad, I'm clearly upset. Go away. That's a direct quote from an 8-year-old. I'm clearly upset. No, excuse me. Leave me alone. I did. I said, I get it, buddy. I'll give you your alone time. Very quickly he comes down. Then now when he comes down, now we get the hug on his time. Okay, I got you. You learn your kids. He wants a hug, but he wants a hug when he wants a hug.
Yeah.
He don't want me coming to give it before he's all right. I'll take the hug now. And then we just talked through what happened today. Tre'Davious White did a good play. Was that interference? Not really. I don't think so. So sad. And I mean, that was a thriller. 4 lead changes in the fourth quarter, I believe it was. It might not have been in the fourth quarter, but there was certainly, there were 4. Each team scored 14 in the fourth quarter. It felt like the Baltimore-Pittsburgh game the week before. No one could get a stop in the end, and then you get a tip, and Buffalo wins. And that ends a streak. Buffalo hadn't won a playoff game on the road since 91. Josh had never won one.
Wow.
Crazy, right? Now they go to Denver, and I think that line's going back and forth, but the 1 seed initially was the favorite. I think maybe Buffalo's favorite at this point. I'm not positive.
Yeah, 1.5.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Flipped again.
So there
must be some heavy hitters involved here. 3-point move.
That's a lot. But back and forth goes that number. You got anything for me on just either what happened in Jacksonville or your thoughts on the next one?
I can't see that referee crew again. I think they're atrocious. We got a hold on a player on the 4th play of the game that's identified as Ty Johnson, who's not even active for the game.
Not great.
There are 5 spots of a ball that are completely wrong, not even close. People are they're behind the ball. They're not doing their job. The reviews, whatever. The Trevor one I thought was tough because you can't see that shin down right away. Then they call him Josh Allen down. He's clearly down before the touchdown. That crew, I've said it all year. I can't believe they got a playoff game. But I know we're in this season of mixing ref staffs, and I don't understand that, but they need to fix that.
That was the Brad Allen crew.
Yeah, exactly. So when I watch that game, I look at Jacksonville before the shin goes down. Jacoby Myers makes a catch that's close, and they speed up, and they just run a play to run it because they're worried it's not a catch. And you throw away a down. So now it's 2nd and 10, and you do whatever you do on 2nd and 3rd, and then it's 4th and 1. I don't understand what's wrong with going up 7 points there. I don't. I know I'm going to lose this battle to the math wizards out there, but being up 7 is fine to me. And I'm just going to point out that You lost by
3.
That happened. With Buffalo, I'm very, very critical of Sean McDermott. I've thought they need a change of voice. But he was on one with his defense, man. That zone early on shook Trevor, and that everybody's like, oh, run the football. You know, you're averaging this a carry. They couldn't establish a rhythm because of the Buffalo defense. And I thought that's a credit to him. And then hearing him talk about the end of the game, should he take a knee and run more time off? And he said, we talked about it originally. We were going to take a knee. But in that instance, and this is where I totally agree with him, we couldn't afford the mind frame of creating a negative play, losing in the last minute of a game, even with the ball at the 1 yard line. I totally understand it. I'm with them. You need a touchdown, score the touchdown.
Couple things. Number one, how often have we seen this season illegal formation or a false start in a spot like that?
Oh,
you take 5, and now, hey, genius, now you're on the 6 yard line. You're not down, but you're down at that point. You're not down 6. You're down, what, 4? You have to score to take the lead as quickly as you can. It's fine to talk about threading the needle perfectly, bleeding as much time as you can, and giving it back to Jacksonville with 12 seconds left. Sure, you're not playing a video game. You're not on a couch. This is real life, and guys can't hold their water down there. Somebody flinches, and now you're on the 6, and now you lose because you tried to perfectly bleed clock as opposed to taking the lead. Now, Jacksonville, as Coen said afterwards, we free-weighed it, meaning we just got out of their way and let them score. Clearly they did.
That's the right move.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
I think we agree. Both sides played it correctly. I don't think you can live in a make-believe world where every single person manages to execute and not have the nerves of the moment impact them, because it happens constantly down there. And instead of being on the 1, you're on the 6.
It's a great point.
Thank you.
You watch ball.
Occasionally.
And you know what else no one ever points out? After the kickoff, you have 11 players that could come on the field and defend the team that's trying to get points.
There's that.
Never gets brought up.
No, and
all Jacksonville has to do is get to the 40, and Cam Little could kick an 80-yarder. Okay.
Well,
if you're going to play life like that, you're done.
Fair point. They got a pick, game over.
Be better.
My son was clearly upset.
I'm glad he didn't cuss.
He doesn't cuss. He hears me cuss, and he's like, Dad, why'd you say the F word? Sorry. I don't want to totally derail the conversation, but we are here with the Jacksonville game. I don't know if because you haven't spent as much time necessarily in press rooms as I have, just from that angle of it. The whole Lynn Jones deal from the Jacksonville Free Press. Do you have any feeling on that? Anything, observation, reaction?
I just wanted to get a count of how many times Liam said thank you, knowing that he was so uncomfortable that this was happening.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah.
I thought he handled it beautifully.
Yeah.
There's been quite a bit of reaction from our little group of the world, and we are a very small group, we in the media. I think a lot of the reaction I see is what so much of life is, which is this make-believe Twitter outrage. But I also see a lot of media folks there that were like, this is not how you do it, embarrassing, take the credential. And I got to tell you, all of us, you, me, everybody, it ain't that serious. Okay? What we do, it ain't that serious. No one's solving the issues of the world. We're not feeding the hungry. We're not healing the sick. We're not curing disease. We're talking about a football game. And when I see people that are so aggrieved that a woman who's a fixture in the community and has been for 30 years writing for community newspapers takes 20 seconds to be human and kind, and your reaction to that is to be angry as if someone were denied access to be in that room or denied the right to ask their hard-hitting question about the Jacksonville-Buffalo game, you gotta fucking relax, because it ain't that serious. I've been in those rooms. You know how many times I've heard horrible questions, idiotic questions?
Talk about.
You want to start policing people? This isn't the place for that. You shouldn't do that. Okay, well then here, let's kick out every person who says, can you talk about the third quarter? You know why? Because that's not a question. That's a demand. Actually, that's a request. Can you talk about the third quarter? I'd love it once if a coach would say, yeah, I can. Can you ask a question? I could talk about the third quarter. Can you ask me a question about it? My guy Dragonfly Jones was on Twitter in defense of Lynn Jones. And he retweeted somebody. I wrote this down just because this person did the legwork. Someone named Tom Poznansky did the legwork, who said, just so you all understand here, the press conference with Liam Coen was 6 minutes and 17 seconds. 3 people asked the same exact question. One person asked a question about Josh Allen's toughness, and they asked, are there any more questions? He waited 7 seconds and left. So, in review, Grantland Rice, Dan Jenkins, Sally Jenkins, what I'm talking about are great writers, were not denied access to this place because Lynn Jones was there. And anyone who was there was not so aggrieved by these 20 seconds that they couldn't then ask their hard-hitting question that was going to get to the bottom of the 27-24 result. No one was prevented from being in there because she was there, and no one was prevented from asking their question because she was there. In the grand scheme of things, is this where that type of thing happens? No. If you wanted to go up but maybe you're not going to get access to him to share with him something you wanted to share. But the net is it's 20 seconds that didn't negatively impact anyone in that room or prevent anyone in that room from asking their question. And the collective outrage from people to say that's not the place, in theory, no. But is it a big deal? No. Let's start finding people that don't ask questions and say talk about. Let's do that. I've heard way dumber questions. I've asked way dumber questions that take too long. That's my big sin. My questions take forever. I just can't get over the anger from within the profession towards a woman that's a fixture in a community who spent 20 seconds of a day being kind. That's what I got for you.
Agree. I'm with you. Can you remember, because I've been in them recently with the PGAs, and it has been like Mito Pereira going to that. And I like cringe-worthy because everyone in the room feels so bad as to what just happened. Opportunity was lost. Can you remember being in a golf major presser, like where you had to ask a question?
Yeah.
Can you share it? Or,
I mean, I remember like Golf Channel days. I'd be in there.
That's what I'm saying.
I would ask. It was typically for Tiger.
Okay.
I typically go in there and ask.
Did you ever ask? I have to go like with somebody that lost, like a crushing loss.
Oh, not typically. No, I can't remember those. I mean, normally you'd be waiting to do like a one-on-one outside. I
was up there. What was that? That was Tulsa. I remember being in there because we were waiting for the winner, and then we were facilitating, the winner, and being in there and seeing Mito talk first. I was like, wow, this is because the golf thing it's as bad a loss as there's that I've seen, and on the golf thing, everyone knows everybody in there. Like it's a weird.
And you know what I've thought about when it comes to that is when Rory lost at Pinehurst and didn't go to talk to the press, and I, at the time I remember saying, I feel like you just got to talk. Greg Norman melted in excruciating fashion in '96 at Augusta, and he stood under the trees and he answered questions, and I admire that. But what I realize in golf, that they're not afforded any grace as it relates to time. Whereas think about NBA Finals, you lose, we're going to wait.
Yeah,
we're going to give you all the time, let you shower, let you decompress, let you gather your thoughts. There's a cooling off period. And I think that that's just human. I'm speaking of this Lynn, who I felt was just human, and that shouldn't be excoriated like this.
Yeah.
I think extending a bit of grace to these folks and not just shoving a mic in front of their face seconds after they realize, hey, you lost and you missed that putt. What happened? Right? That's a lot to ask because it's too raw.
Yeah.
And often in golf, they don't get that.
Yep.
And they'd benefit, like everyone would benefit from it if that's how it went.
Yeah. Speaking of not talking to the media. Philadelphia. Obviously, it's not the result you want. There's been plenty of data, substance of this Eagles team is not what they look like when they won a Super Bowl. But for A.J. Brown not to go talk to the media, man, that's rough. Because whenever you've wanted to complain, where's he gone? I mean, he had a book on the sidelines.
After a season where you've exhibited wide receiver behavior, right? Want the ball, demand the ball, cryptic tweets, things of that nature. And then you have a number of big drops and a number of big spots. And then Swag was yelling on the show, hey, I don't care. They had him 1-on-1 down there on that 4th and 11. You got to throw him the ball. And they didn't. But I'm with you. I think
it's tough, man.
I think in that moment, after a cooling off period, Saquon stood there and took it.
No doubt.
Jalen stood there and took it.
Always.
Yeah, he's always there. I mean, now granted, you're the quarterback. You kind of got to be that guy. But, I mean, we've talked about it through the years as long as we've done this. Wide receivers are always on a different sort of an island as it relates to, diva-like tendencies.
Yeah.
Because there's true superstars. And, I mean, look, this kind of wide receivers that have outsized personalities and can be cryptic and talk or don't talk. I mean, that's going on for decades, as long as I've been doing this. Always been like that. But he's so talented, and he's such a force so often. But he had a bunch of drops on Sunday.
Yeah, it's just an unfortunate circumstances, but at that point, you face the music.
Yeah, right. Got to own it.
I remember being at the Ole Miss LSU game at the Grove 2019. It's the week after Burrow went to Tuscaloosa and beat Alabama. And AJ and DK were both on bye week, so they were at the game. And we were hanging out at the library the night before the game. And
That's a bar, not the library, not books.
Not that. But I remember going up to him, and I was like, I can't believe y'all are both NFL wide receivers. Like, they are mountains of men.
Yeah.
And they were great. Personality, the whole thing, and then just to see time go on, and I'm just like, man, there's a good dude in there. And it just when it comes to it, I don't agree with that decision. That's what's tough is we've talked about this.
Two things can exist simultaneously. Like, this is a guy that you're like, that is a good dude.
Yeah.
He's not a bad guy, but you can be a good guy, and you could disagree with the fact that in that moment, after this season ends like that, you got to just stand up and say, all right, what happened?
I think you got to face it. But
I just can't understand, and I'm careful because, you played, I didn't. You understand it in a way I don't, and just always ripping on coaches, and I know that that's not your favorite thing. I just am baffled from the outside looking in at a team that everyone could look at and go, I don't get it. How is this How is this a problem from September until January, and you guys can't fix it? And Orlovsky's able to show play after play after play that's just incredibly basic, and all the numbers about it, how many dig routes they ran, and how much, like, it's 100% more than anybody else ran with AJ and Devontae, who won a Heisman, and Saquon, and a quarterback that's won an MVP in the Super Bowl. I mean, and you're running things that are easily diagnosed, predictable, from September until January. I just don't understand how that's possible. How do you not scheme it up? They spend 18 hours a day in the facility, and this is it?
Yeah.
I don't get that.
I don't understand it either. When I look at it, I thought I noticed it earlier in the year, and I'm like, thinking back, I'm like, you did have 2 NFL head coaches as your last 2 offensive coordinators. Pretty spoiled.
Sure.
And now
that's a great point.
You miss, I don't want to say mishire, but like you make a decision to bring this person in. That's a group decision. It's not, I don't believe Sirianni's like, I want this guy as my OC. I think Howie has plenty of say and feel on what goes on personnel wise and staff wise. I could be wrong. I think the owner's involved also. So I think, to your point, there's a time where people are like, all right, we need to assess things and dial in here. And this day and age of, we're going to get to the Chicago game, but these day and age of guys drawing up stuff in the sand and being exotic, creating chunk plays, like that's what people want, and Philly just never got to the creativity standpoint where they did it. Now, is it all the OC? He calls the plays? Yeah. Is there Sirianni's an offensive guy. He made his living, calling offense. So it's more of a group problem that they maybe misidentified a person. But I would think there's definitely going to be a change with knowing the prowess that they have as an organization.
I just, having not played that sport and not been immersed in it.
You ever played Pop Warner?
No.
Never put on a helmet?
Never in my whole life.
No.
Nope.
How about a Huffy helmet from JCPenney? Redskins?
I had a full Redskin kit, bro. I'd run around the Chris Hamburger in the yard. I got some pictures somewhere. I'll find them.
Oh, come on. We need those. Good lettuce.
It's exceptional. I mean, a hamburger, 55, bro. I was ready to wear the helmet, run around the yard, make catches, dive, the whole bit. But I don't pretend to understand the nuances of it. I think I get it. I observe it. I try my best to understand it, to be a hashtag ball knower and all that stuff. But it seems baffling that you could be this easily diagnosed and this basic and this for a season with that much talent. Doesn't make any fucking sense. I get that the line was banged up. I get that they didn't have the continuity that they didn't have Lane Johnson for a lot of it, and how important that guy is. But 4th and 11, and you throw it to Goddard, and there's 3 Niners there. That's not a good defense. That's a bad defense that's banged up and has lost players all year. But, man, we haven't done it yet. Let's acknowledge Saleh's defense. Let's acknowledge Shanahan's job. Acknowledge going into the belly of the beast, bro. The link ain't no joke, and it is nowhere you want to be if you're trying to take what's theirs. And they went in there and took it. And I couldn't have more respect or appreciation for a bunch than what San Francisco did. You come east after getting your lunch money taken by a team you got to play this week.
Mm-hmm.
But you bow up and you win, come back and hang on. That's exceptional stuff.
We're going to embrace the shit out of doing it the hard way. That's what he said after the Seattle game. And I give him all the credit.
Because you say that, but they mean it. And then they do it.
Yeah. And you lose your identity in the process. The Kittle's the guy. Did you see the story about Jed York?
Went down, first guy there. That they dispatched a bottle of tequila.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, the whole sequence, man. Kittle going out, asking for tequila. I don't know if it happened in real time the way I read it somewhere on Twitter. Like, Did they just really go from commercial from George Kittle popping his Achilles to a commercial where he's riding a fucking deer asking for a pizza? I think it might have literally been that.
Sure, it happened somewhere.
I mean, because he's in that ad. I mean, Kittle, everybody loves him. We've had access to him, gotten to know him. He's that guy.
Yeah.
That energy that you see that you think's performative.
No.
The lights go off, the camera stops rolling, and he turns into some different version. Nope. That's him.
Juszczyk talked about coming in at halftime, and he said sees Kittle there, sitting there smiling, and Juszczyk's just looking at him like, damn, man. And he said he looked right at Juszczyk, and he says, dude, I'm not dead yet.
Yeah.
Go do it. And they did it. It's a hell of a job with what they have. And it's a credit to that system. There was one thing that stuck out in my mind I was wary of. There's plenty of guys from the NFC Championship game when Purdy got hurt that were even guys that aren't on the staff anyway, they were so confident they were going to go in there and win that game that year.
The year he hurt his elbow?
Yeah, and they just got it ripped from him. Because then the backup came in and he got hurt too.
Uh-huh. I can't even remember.
Josh Johnson ended up playing, or was he the backup? I forgot who they went to.
Anyway, you're the guy that always has the memories better.
It was third quarterback. I know that. NFC Championship. Yeah.
Well, they won this one.
Yeah.
The Chicago comeback is the one thing we haven't discussed. That we haven't, and the LA and Stafford. Those two teams play. I mean, the LA Carolina game feels like it was 1,000 years ago, but that was Stafford being Stafford. It was required. I give Bryce a ton of credit. He made plays.
No doubt.
He made plays. Gave him a chance. But then Stafford and Puka and that who's the best athlete on the field?
Tight ends.
Parkinson makes the play and they get the dub. That sets up a Rams-Chicago Sunday night, going to be cold as hell game. Rams last year in this round came up short against Philly in the snow. They got to be thinking, man, we should win some more home games so we can play inside. But they're favored on the road against Chicago. And the Bears, Bears voodoo continues.
Unbelievable.
It truly is. And we have huge love for Chicago, for Soldier Field, for that city as a sports fandom, if you will, and seeing the disbelief of them doing it to that team again. Same script. What was the stat you had for me? They played 3 games against Green Bay. How many offensive snaps did they take with the lead?
0. They won 2 of them.
Not possible.
Crazy.
2 consecutive come-from-behind victories. 1 involves an onside kick and all of what happened there. DJ Moore with not 1, but 2 game-winning touchdown catches from Caleb, who made outrageous plays over and over again. And I don't know how they've done it all season, but at some point, belief becomes expectation.
Yeah. I thought seeing people talk, I saw Orlovsky and Ryan talking this week about why they like the Packers in that game, and Dan was saying, give me something Chicago does well defensively besides take the ball away. And it was like nothing. They're average in numbers. But to your point, there's still a belief. That's the crazy thing about defenses when they get, they're at some point they know, or they're going to hang in long enough where you're going to screw it up or they could take it away. So you have that along with the home crowd who's absolutely starving. And I just think it's a credit. Green Bay out of a timeout, you got to delay a game on the biggest third down of the season. I just can't fathom that with being an offensive guy as a head coach. But to the Bears' point, the one thing I had in the back of my mind about Caleb Williams coming out was I really wondered, like we saw with Stroud in Pittsburgh last night, the intangibles you got to deal with playing in cold weather. People are making fun of Brady diagramming how to throw the football. I thought that was awesome because it showed. You see guys. You saw Brock Purdy talk about Jennings' throw. He's like, oh man, it's too high. He didn't didn't turn the ball down. It's fluttering in the wind. And to see Caleb, who has, the 2-point throw to Colston Loveland on the comeback in the end, like, think about what you're running right there. A 3-yard comeback to the pylon, and it's a one throw works there. You have to drill him in the chest, and that thing was as lasered as you could have it. The fourth down throw is preposterous. When you look at the sky cam from behind and seeing as he's rolling, and it's just all white jerseys, but he sees the angle Odunze has, and he drops it in there. I didn't think he was capable of doing those things in those kinds of climates, and he has proved me wrong. And it is be careful, man. Like the Rams, they know they got to be better than they were at Carolina, but there's something about this Bears team that, like, 21-3. And texting with one of our buddies that was in the crowd, I was like, is anybody leaving? He said, nope. I'm like, and then they came right out of halftime and they showed it. And it was, that's how hungry they are. I mean, it was freezing.
Yeah. And there were so many times because they kept going for it on fourth down. Yeah. And it's 21-6 down there on the goal line, and they overshot a fourth down. And there were a number of opportunities for the Bears to just sort of shrug and not quit. And not only did they not do that, they did the opposite. They fought harder. And Green Bay certainly made mistakes that gave further opportunities and expanded on those opportunities. And you're right. I mean, I thought they're going to drive down and win the game. Reed dropped one.
Over the middle. A
big drop. The false start. The bobbled snap with 7 seconds, I think that they're going to try to take a quick one to try to get 5 or 6 yards closer. But as soon as Love sort of bobbles that snap, then it's FUBAR and you're just running around. And I'm sure they can't believe that it happened not once but twice. Now, the fact that it happened to that team and that coach, I can't imagine how long that makes your offseason if you're Green Bay. But you got to live with it, man.
Yeah, the handshake was a lot.
And then the post game. I have some thoughts. I'm interested in yours before I weigh in here.
I think I've talked about just how much it sucks when you lose. We've played against plenty of people that we did not like, but there still is a 15-second deal where you have to get in your mind, go shake the hand. They're moving on. You're not. There's that I've lived by forever, no matter how bad it is. And let me tell you, there's been some bad ones that obviously you still think about, but you got to do it. And if it's walking across, going through the handshake line in basketball, going across the field, even if it's one person you lined up against your position, whatever. But there's also the idea of having a 15-second period of thinking about what the other person's going through. And that obviously did not happen in Chicago because that was pointed, sprinted, whatever was being said. I was not a fan of the way Ben Johnson handled that handshake.
And then
as rough as it is.
And then what about the post game with the F the Packers and I hate those guys?
Yeah, I don't think that's needed.
Okay.
I think there's so much jubilation that everybody has their feelings already. I didn't find it necessary. If that makes sense.
Hate is great in rivalries.
No doubt.
Those that were with us that Saturday night, that a certain team from the farm beat the team from Berkeley, you'll remember the jubilation. I don't know that I've seen the big man any happier.
It's been a while.
Than he was when Stanford beat Cal. Because I'm not putting words in your mouth. You hate them.
Yeah.
Hate at the center of rivalries is the best. It's what is the fuel. Stanford, Cal, Duke, Carolina, Ohio State, Michigan. They won't even use the school up north. They don't call them Ohio State. They call them Ohio. Or some people might say Ohio.
Ohio.
Yankees, Red Sox. I don't need to keep going. Hate is fantastic as a pillar of great rivalries. So I have no issue with the hate. When Ben Johnson screams, fuck the Packers, I hate those guys, to the room, that's for the room. And I get that too, because that might be how you feel in the room. But when you tell your social media, hit send on that, and then the next day in your presser, you double down saying, yeah, McCaskey, we're on the same page with the owner. Okay. And I don't have a problem with that because hate is fundamental to great rivalries. All I'm saying is, if I'm the Green Bay Packers, what Ben Johnson has effectively done is said, from this point moving forward, fuck me, fuck you. This is what we're doing? You hate us? Okay, we'll meet that. We'll meet that forever, as long as you're there. And we cannot beat you by enough ever. You want to throw out civility and how you're going to act in a handshake for 10 seconds? We can do that too. Forever, as long as you're there. That's what I would embrace if I were Green Bay. And I feel when Johnson got there from the start that he was leaning into that, knowing how heavily it had gone in the favor of the Packers for the last 30 years.
That he wasn't there for.
Correct, but I think he got that it's, I'm going to lean into this.
No doubt.
I'm going to make it a thing. And then twice they beat him the way they did, which gives you the chance to magnify that thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so to be screaming in LaFleur's face as you're doing the blow-by handshake, then screaming F you, whatever else, all I'm saying is I, as a neutral observer, that's fine by me. But if I'm the Packers, okay, buddy, you've won nothing in your life to be acting like this, but this is what you want to do? You got it. We'll see you twice a year next year, maybe 3 times. And famously, years ago, Ohio State beat Michigan by a lot. Woody Hayes went for 2, up by a lot. Why'd you go for 2? Because they wouldn't let me go for 3. That's my mentality if I'm the Packers. I'm throwing up 10. I'm throwing up 21. No knees ever. And if I'm LaFleur, I'm not shaking that guy's hand. Fuck him. Why would I? Be the bigger man? Nah. You chose the rules of engagement here. No more. I'll let Roger find me.
I'd just stand at the 50 and wait for him.
You know what? You're right.
Yeah.
After you beat him,
if
you beat him, just go stand right there with a smile on your face. That's actually the correct thing.
That's the one.
Nude.
Like you saw how fast he ran across when he won.
LaFleur?
No.
Johnson. Oh, yeah.
I mean, LaFleur, I don't think he was to the hash. And Johnson was already there.
Yeah.
And that's why I've watched Vrabel. And he does the same thing. He sprints to the 50, goes, and he sprints right off. Maybe says hi to a player he knows on the other team. We were there for a Monday night. Giants, roll victory. Buffalo comes back and beats them. Same thing to McDermott. Same thing. Find it. It's there. It's 15 seconds.
That's again, this is where I defer to you. You've lived it. And that's just, it's what you do. But again, I'm not mad. But if I were Green Bay, I would be. But you nailed it. Next time you beat him, you just go there, stand there with a big smile.
Because there's all the camera, and you'd be like, here.
Hey, Ben. Good game. Can't wait to see you again in Lambeau. That was that was a lot, man.
Yeah. Now, Rita McVay this week.
Now, McVay and LaFleur have some history. They go back a ways. And it's my understanding that among the NFL circles, that display did not go unnoticed.
Leave it at that.
Did not go unnoticed. So,
I just wanted to mention we did it on the show the other night. If you get a chance, go on YouTube and watch the 1985 NFC Championship Open.
Otis. No, it's who was it? I'm blanking. Continue.
Wilbur Marshall.
There you go. Wilbur Marshall. Touchdown Bears.
The place is in a frenzy.
Soldier Field.
House
of Buggin'. I was CBS at the time, not Fox.
For anyone that's in their 40s, 50s, 60s and are familiar with the Rocky IV movie, the training montage by Vince DiCola is an all-timer. I used to listen to it going to games in high school. The open to the game is Summerall voicing the history of the Bears to that music. It is unbelievable. But check it out.
Yeah, there used to be the Costa stuff on NBC, the Summerall stuff. I mean,
Uncle Brant.
I mean, yeah, we had some high level things. We got to
and Soldier Field, the old AstroTurf. It's like neon green. It's
right,
amazing.
And it was like a parking lot at a Kmart. That's how hard it was.
Hardest thing in the world.
Right, come in. What are you doing? You've had enough, buddy? I got more stuff here. Indiana, we're all for you. They took over Atlanta in a way I've rarely seen.
Yeah, I didn't say anything. I had a feeling this was happening, and I knew you were coming. I just like, you're coming out pregame, right? And you're like, oh, yeah. I'm like, good. Take it all in. Because I knew it was an invasion. And I'm not to that capacity, but this whole home field Miami, I don't buy it.
Well, IU's going to do whatever they can to try. Ow, Red, stop. What are you doing?
What do you got, jerky in there?
I know he's attacking not my junk. Well, now he is. Get your head out of there. What the fuck are we doing? We live in a
PG.
We live in a society. Red?
We're not an NC-17.
Right. Come over here and start chewing my hip. That's one thing, but he's rooting around.
Keep your poise.
Come on. Yeah, he lost his poise. Let me cross. All right. What were we talking about? Indiana? Oh, the home field. Well, the get-in price is absurd. Like, absurd. Because that's not a giant joint. And I like that.
Awesome.
I like that it's smallish. Get-in price, tickets as low as $3,194.
Hold on. Can I Venmo that?
And I saw Cuban was asking, like, hey, how do we get some tickets here? Like, I don't know, you're the billionaire, figure it out. That'll be a wild one to see, because the U on their home field is going to have to keep a horde of Hoosiers out and candy stripers, because they're coming.
Oh, yeah, they are. What's gotten forgotten in all this, I just want to take a moment to congratulate Ole Miss and Trinidad Chambliss and Pete Golding and that staff and that school for what they gave us. It was incredible when you start like being in Glendale and Phoenix and Scottsdale and talking to the Ole Miss people, man. Like, it was, I don't think the full message got out that they were like, hey, man, we got a playoff team. Whatever's going to happen, we got to get going here. We got a chance to win a championship. And to the players' credit, to that staff's credit, like, they were zoned in, man. They were that close to doing it. And this season of what Trinidad Chambliss has done for himself and for that school, amidst all this shit, I thought was remarkable. But I don't think the whole story got, like, they were fine. You want to go to LSU. But we got a chance to win a title. We love this team. We're already at a place we've never been before. And the ride, the wave, I mean, they showed out in Arizona. And for a kid to transfer in from Division II school and be on that stage, like, he's playing in Division II National Championship last year at this time, and he's a quarterback in the Fiesta Bowl with a chance to go to the National Championship. I just thought it was unbelievable, and I give him all the credit. I hope he gets a shot at the next level.
Well, I think he's going to get a sixth year, because the world we live in now, you just sue, you appeal till a court says, okay, you can come back, and they're going to try that in Mississippi.
Yeah.
Imagine trying
lacking documentation.
Well, you want to be the judge in the state of Mississippi that denies him the right to go back and play, and then do you get elected? How's that work? I don't know. I just assume he'll keep playing, because I just assume everyone gets to play in forever if they want. And as a college football fan, fine by me. Run it back. Love to see Chambliss play.
Oh, awesome.
Mario told me, he's like, man, it was better than we thought we were. Better than we thought he was, and we thought he was good when he joined me afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
How do people not get that me and Mario are having fun busting each other's chops there?
Everybody's like, what happened with that?
Nothing. What? He's like, don't do it, brother. I'm like, you got to trust me. I'm not asking you the thing. I'm not going to ask you, are you back? And I'm having fun with him, and he's having fun with me. We texted about the next day, not even about any blow up, just appreciation for having me on. Hey, I appreciate you taking the time. Me and Mario have like this, a great relationship. Marty Smith was like, man, he didn't like to talk to anybody. He loves to talk to you. And somehow it turned into we're beefing or squabbling. Like, what? That's what you thought that was? No, I'm smiling and laughing. I'm giving him, and I'm busting his chops.
Yeah.
Like, no, relax. You got to trust me. Don't do that thing you do, because he's nuts.
Yeah.
Nuts. And that's fine. And the best way the coaches can be nuts. You just got to help get like, Mario, you come on. It's me here, pal. I'm not trying to, no gotcha. I'm not trying to get you in trouble with anybody. I don't know. I found it. But you know what? I never underestimate the stupidity of people. So the inability of people.
Can we fit that on a T-shirt?
Maybe. Never underestimate the stupidity of people.
Not the heart of a champion. The stupidity of people.
Well, if me and him were beefing, you'd know it because he'd leave, or I'd be like, take that.
You're not getting in the octagon with him and his jujitsu.
Hell no, I'm not. And that wasn't the point. The point was with a smile on my face, like, no. You relax and just calm down and trust me here. I just find it amazing that people don't get that, but I guess some didn't. But me and Mario are good. Look forward to seeing him in Miami next Monday. I just don't know how you slow down that machine at the moment. Because I use a machine. A bunch of adults.
He said everybody's healthy. I got to see it. They got banged up, Miami.
Yeah, man.
That game was so physical. And the pace. I know everybody talks about Miami controlling the line of scrimmage and time of possession. They equaled their season-long time of possession to start the fourth quarter. It still was a hectic, helter-skelter game. The motions and the sudden changes, momentum swings, the crowd. It was nuts.
They threw some freshmen in the deep end, man. Like, you had a freshman on Stribling there late and made plays.
How many interceptions did they drop?
4.
Oh,
they had 10 penalties. This is serious to the Canes, to the U, to Coach Cristobal. And he said it to me the next day. He's like, man, we were sloppy.
Yeah.
You better not be sloppy against IU, because you know what? They're not going to be sloppy. You know what that team doesn't do? Beat itself. They don't get penalties. They don't turn the ball over. They turn you over. They're the best third down defense in America. They're the best third down offense in America. They're a long list of things that are a lot. So you need to be buttoned up, need to be on point.
Yeah. And Texan would, go ahead.
You get your mitts on the ball on defense, you better squeeze that pill. Better keep that thing. What do you got?
I was just texting with some coaches that have played Indiana this morning. And quote was, they know exactly what they want to do against any look, offensively or defensively. And they're so effing physical.
Good recipe. By the way, if you ever pay for anything at the upstairs pub in Bloomington, again, it'll...
oh, no, those are guys.
Scholarship for life.
Those are good people right there.
Well, I don't know them. I haven't been, but I'm pretty sure I try to give a little name check to them, a little love. I might have called it the wrong thing, but if I say...
They know.
If they get the gist. Upstairs. If I say upstairs...
You know what else they got there?
I don't.
Speakeasy.
Oh, do they?
Oh, yeah. Secret side. It's unbelievable.
They have a speakeasy at upstairs?
Oh, yeah.
What do they got there in the back?
The good stuff.
They got gaming?
No. Not
what is it like?
There was another wall. I was like, where does that
girls
go?
And like handing out cigarettes and
No.
Just playing blackjack?
It's a simple mood change.
Rolling dice?
That you're like, where the hell did I just go?
Oh, okay.
You know, the old sliding doors, it's like, what's behind?
Oh. Okay. Wow, they got it like that in Bloomington.
No, there was no chips involved.
We got a bunch of friends whose kids are at IU, and I'm like, what a time for you guys to show up in Bloomington. Holy crap.
We got one that just had a son graduate that just ponied up for tickets.
What was the number?
He said, this is it.
Here you go, son. Happy graduation. There'll be no more. I got news for you. The Bank of Dad ain't never closing. We got a lunch to go to, don't we?
Yeah.
I mean, I got invited, which is rare. Which is rare. I made it onto the text thread.
That's because certain guy's not coming.
Oh, so when the other people come, they don't ask me?
No, when that guy comes, he kind of leaves you out.
Fuck is that? I mean, you know what? Maybe it is. I say no a lot because I always have something. So maybe it's just after 10 no's, it's like, fuck them. Maybe it's they like.
He won't remember.
Maybe this is like the Bears and the Packers. Fuck me. Fuck you. Maybe it was a preemptive that.
You're LaFleur and you're showing up.
Van Pelt always blows us off. I don't blow you off. I just can't go. But today, guess what? I'm posting up. I'm not even going to eat. I'm just going to sit and watch you eat and make it uncomfortable.
Nice.
And I'm going to watch the big man eat because after 72 hours, can I get a 17-egg omelet with crab, cheddar, tomato, ham, green onion, scallion?
Shout out to the diners.
The diners.
Serve toast. If it's going to be cold, don't bring me the cold butter. Just butter it. If I say pre-buttered.
Shout out to Triple D Diners, Drive-ins, and Dives. Tried to send our guy Fieri.
He's not giving up his address.
Well, he sent me a thing. He said, I mean,
what's he now? A large? He's getting trim.
He is. He's trimmed up. But I tried to send him some swag. You know, we couldn't do send it. You know why? Sold out. We moved merch. I'm telling you, I'm going to stay on him because it's the 13th of January. So we're gonna lean on our folks and just say we need Poop Town, mechanical.
I have an idea for the mechanical shirt.
What should it be?
It's got to have an airplane on it. So just an airplane that underlies the word mechanical.
Okay, so mechanical and an airplane.
That's it. Maybe the L on mechanical is
the gate,
the wings. Or maybe one wing because mechanical is one wing and you need two wings. Mechanical could be anything.
Guy's an art design major.
No more mechanicals.
I do love that every time one of our people are out there, you're stuck at a gate in Denver and or DFW or Phoenix or wherever you're at, we get the note. And I try to respond every time with praying hands. And I mean it because there's nothing that sucks worse than that. We're going to have to get off the plane. Remember that rule. Don't get off the plane because if you get off the plane, what are you?
Not on the plane.
No, #fucked.
Oh.
Don't put that on a shirt.
No.
We don't want that on a shirt.
Yeah, we're got to be a year anniversary of A6.
Yeah, it's coming up on it.
Right?
That was a rough day, buddy. I struggled that day.
Never seen a man happier to have a slice of Sbarro pizza.
Man, you did me right there, buddy. You brought us, and it was the coldest Diet Coke I've ever had. And then I told you when I walked by you on the plane, if you were filming me, I was going to punch you in the head.
I still have a picture.
I walked. One of the best things about our guy is, as you know, is that smile and that laugh because it's so sincere. And you've never seen his head more red, his eyes more squinty, or his smile more sincere than when he laughed at me walking by that day. Back to my middle seat. And I've never been happier to be squished in a middle seat.
I still have a picture you took of
my knees,
your knees
against the seat. Man, didn't care. We got out of Hartsfield Jackson that day. Shout out to Dawn Wind. Those that know. Travel genius.
Savant.
A true cheat code. I don't know how she got me on a plane. God, that was a bad day. But I said there'll be no more of that. And you know, we sorted out this year for these travel. Got captains talking to me about Diet Coke consumption. You know what?
Yeah,
that's fine. I'll bring you a 2-liter. I never used the 2-liter. You know why? Because I worry about
you would drink it.
Well, no, I worry about the fizzy. I worry the fizzy goes away.
Makes it.
Because it needs to slightly burn.
Diet Pepsi garbage.
No, let's not disrespect.
Don't say it.
I don't
say it.
I like the other. I'm just saying that you never know. They could want to sponsor something.
Yeah. Maybe.
Probably not. We kind of give the other one the nod. Just want to give you a heads up on the newest Omaha Productions collaboration with NFL Films. This will be fantastic. It's called Elway. I know Peyton was involved with this, which has got to be wild considering what Peyton did on his own. And then what Elway did as well. We watched Rodgers in Pittsburgh on Monday, and you think about the end, if it is the end. And the hardest thing to do in sports, as I credit my pal Mike Tirico, is to get the dismount right? Nobody ends it walking off into the sunset victorious. You know who did? John Elway. So the documentary Elway, in his own words, explores dreams, the heartbreaks, and then ultimately the redemption of a guy that couldn't get it done and then did. You know it'll be fantastic because Peyton, Omaha Productions, NFL Film. That equals a winner. So check that out. All right, let's go eat lunch.
Yeah. And TGL, let's get that spread proper for Tuesday.
Steve would like some shrimp.
Lobster tails. They have it all. It's just a tower. And they just keep wheeling towers out on ice. It's unbelievable. If you haven't been or watched TGL, if you can't, go to it. It's awesome in person.
We got if this makes it out in time, we got one tonight. TGL tonight. We're teeing it up. Talk to Tiger Woods. What do we follow? We follow Iowa State, Kansas.
Iowa State.
Bill Self said it right. That league's a bitch. Holy smokes, they're loaded.
Look at BYU's schedule coming up.
Well, you know what? You can't. You're going to play some squads.
Yeah.
They barely survived Utah the other night. I watched that. It was close.
Got to make our fouls.
Put her on a shirt. And then playing with the L or something.
Yeah.
All right, we'll figure it out. All right, Red's had enough. Steve's hungry. We've talked far longer than you care to listen. We'll see y'all soon. It's SVPod.